in this video, we're going to be talking about our first impressions of the Virgin Voyages and what we actually thought about it. We're going to be talking about the overall vibe of the ship. We're going to be talking about the food of the ship. And we're also going to be talking about the environment of the ship. So if you're just thinking about Virgin Voyages, we're on the Scarlet Lady. This video is definitely just for you. Let's get into it.
All right, so we are usually a Royal Caribbean family, and we didn't think we would like any other cruises besides Royal.
No.
We've been Disney, Norwegian, Royal, and this is our first Virgin cruise. Now, I will have to say a cruise with no kids is absolutely hands down amazing. I didn't think that I would love it as much as I did. I think the biggest thing for us was that we are always traveling with our family because we don't get time by ourselves. We don't really have family that are close by that can take off and watch our kids for weeks on end so that we can travel. This, when we got on, we didn't have any parent guilt as far as saying, oh, we should have brought our kids. Look at those kids running around. They're having so much fun. And I will say that so I couldn't see us booking another cruise, like if it was just the two of us that has kids.
Yeah.
And it's a different vibe.
Yeah, this is a different vibe. And trust me, parents, don't hate us in the comments.
We love our kids.
We love our kids. We love our kids. But a cruise that was just catered to adults, to where you can have adult conversations, adult time, and just adult activities is really amazing. It kind of reminds you back in the days where you were like, let's say if you were in college or you just graduated from high school and you start venturing into like, okay, hey, we're going to go to the movies together. We're going to actually do this together. We're going to start adulting before it gets really adult-like. This is exactly what it felt like. You know, from playing board games to, you know, just having late night wings to different things like that. And even the shows that we watch, it was all catered towards adults, and that was really cool. And
I will say that it's just the little things too that you don't realize, like getting on the elevator and not having kids run up and down the elevator, being in your hallway and not having kids run up and down the hallway, and just being able to like I think it even changes how everybody is on the ship because everybody's more laid back and relaxed because you're not dealing with your own kids or other people's kids. You're just in this really laid back, relaxed vibe. So I will say it was really good. And I think it also changed how the staff were as well because they weren't stressed out.
No.
Like, you know, when you add kids onto a cruise ship, it adds another layer of stress. But the staff were so relaxed. They don't have that much to clean. You know, they're not catering to all the different needs of families. It's just the couples or the friend groups and things like that they're really having to deal with. So it's really nice. Even at dinner, you know, it's just you don't have like people screaming. You know, it was funny because we pulled up in Grand Turks and a carnival came up and it was loud and there was kids and you know, even though we have kids, we were like, oh, they got kids on that cruise ship. You know, you kind of get a little snooty at the time.
And listen, if you have been on a Virgin Voyages cruise before and you know what I'm talking about or we're talking about, please in the comments right now drop it and say we get it.
Yeah, it's just another way to relax on another level. So all right, let's talk about the food. The food, I know Jason always says when we go on Royal, he hates it because it's like the Golden Corral. And if you don't know what Golden Corral is, the all you can eat buffet. We have them in the South and people are picking over it, they're licking their fingers, they're touching things. This was totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah, it felt like you were at on Royal, you have to go to specialty dining restaurants in order to feel the level that we felt here every single meal and every single day. Even when it came to being in the galley, it was just nice that things were behind a glass glass behind glass.
It's a partition,
and people weren't sneezing over it, they weren't touching it, they weren't licking their fingers. Someone actually served you. So that really made it nice. It made us feel like we weren't going to get sick. Correct. The last cruise we did get the norovirus. We got
norovirus last
cruise. We were so sick and it really ruined our trip. So
and the also thing I would say too about the specialty dining, it felt like we had like a date night every night because you had to make reservations or you had to see if you could get into a restaurant because it was a walk up, but it just had that feel like you were able to sit down, able to have a conversation, get some water, you know, kind of eat on the appetizers. It really just felt like every night was date night, which I did like.
And they didn't rush you.
They did not rush you.
They didn't rush you like, okay, we got to get the next, you know, because it's not that many people on board. And I will say that too, the cruise, even though it was completely packed, it was a full ship. we never felt like it was crowded,
Yeah.
like ever. We
At,
were like,
and any restaurants?
yeah,
No.
we were like, wow, are there people on board? At times because it was like no one out. It was just so laid back. So.
Yeah. The other thing about the food I will also say is that each restaurant had something different, which I do like. A lot of cruises do that, like certain ones like Windjammer and like the Royal Caribbean have different things. But I like the fact that each restaurant here had a different theme or vibe. One was Mexican, one was Italian,
Asian.
and Asian. So you had a different variety
American,
of
yeah.
foods from different parts of the world. The food itself, it was above
Yeah.
the Royal Caribbean, I would say that, and Carnival, from what I can remember. Needed a little bit of flavoring here and there
a
in
little
certain
seasoning
things.
would be nice,
Yeah.
but it is a step up from all
Yeah.
from basic cruise food. It is a step up, and they try to put their little spin on things. I do really wish that they had better desserts. I will say that.
that's
I
the
wasn't really
only
crazy about the
thing. Yeah.
desserts, and like Jason said, a lot of the food just needed a little extra seasoning,
Just a little
and then but it was really fresh. You never felt like it was something that had been sitting for a long time,
Yeah.
and you just got it. It was really nice.
It was
so.
really good. Really good. All right, so let's move on to the vibe of the ship. The vibe,
Yes.
the overall vibe. Now, the overall vibe.
It's so nice. I was nervous about what it was going to be like on a Virgin cruise ship because, you hear people say, oh, this or that, but it was so nice. This
It was cool.
If I could explain it in this way, if you understand me, you know how when you go on vacation, especially on Royal or any of those other big cruise ships, where there's so much going on. You feel like every day is nonstop, jam-packed with activities, which we love when we're with our kids. That there's always something to do. This was the total opposite, in a good way.
In a good way.
This was This was the vacation that you're like, I need a vacation from the vacation. This was that vacation. If you wanted to get up and just go have breakfast or go have brunch and then lay around and relax, there's so many people doing that, so you don't feel like I'm missing out. There wasn't a bunch of shows back to back that made you feel like, oh, I got to go here, I got to go there to see this show and this activity. People were crocheting. Like, I know that might sound like it's boring. No. It was just that people were so relaxed, and then they would get up and go have a nice meal, and then they would come back and read a book, or they would go sit by the pool if they wanted to, or and it was different cruises for different people. Now.
Yeah,
like there was
we kept saying there's one boat. But there's two different cruises happening right now.
Like there are
you
people
got your
partying,
and you got your chill.
You got your chill. So it just depends on what you want to make it. You can go sit on your balcony. And this is a good cruise for solo travelers too,
definitely.
because they make you feel so welcome. They have activities for you if you want to join. There's board games. There's so much to do, and there's so little to do.
Yeah, and I would say this too. I don't even mean to cut you off. I would say like as far as like just what you have, like right now we're next to the drought. Right now we're about to disembark, but we're in the drought, and it's just like these wonderful seating areas everywhere. Like we walk through the ship, we walk down to another part, there's seating areas over here, and they're comfortable seating areas. I'm not saying they're like super hard things that you don't really want to sit and you just like really, hey, if you got a book, curl up, relax. And for me, this was a stretch because I am the type of person that does not relax. Brizette will tell you,
I'm like,
always,
just chill.
always up and on the go. But this actually
forces you.
I was able to chill, able to read some pages in a book. I was like, wow, this is actually pretty nice. This is really cool. So I would say like the vibe and what you were expecting is all about what you want your cruise to be. I've noticed like, some people when we first got on, it looks like it was about to be go. But then halfway through, we started noticing they were just hanging out. They were literally just sitting. They were got a board game, and they just playing board games. So.
And that was nice because you saw so many people doing it. You're like, oh, this is,
it was cool.
And everybody had a smile. Nobody was like, this is boring. Where are the activities?
Yeah.
Because there were activities if you wanted to. And even down to the casino, there's no cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
So it was so refreshing. There's such a nice smell to the cruise ship. Everything that they put into it is really great.
Yeah.
Even down to the technology.
Oh gosh,
to make you
listen
and enjoy your experience. Even to the movies in the room, like they want you to go enjoy the room. They put a cinema theme to it, like where you could press a button and it makes it feel like you're in a movie theater. It's nice and dark with really the lighting and the sounds. It's so nice. So if you haven't been, this is your video to let you know, go book that Virgin cruise. You will not regret it. You will have the best time. And if you are on a Royal cruise and you're an adult, you might want to think again, because this is the cruise for you. Like, yeah, unless you're just going for the itinerary. But I cannot see us going on a Royal cruise with just the two of us.
Yeah.
Nah,
And
this is it. Even though I do like Royal Caribbean's private island better.
Yeah, and that's another video that we'll
that's
be
another
dropping
video.
soon,
But I do like their private island. So there's things, there's pros and cons to all of it. But, and I'm not saying this is a perfect cruise, because there's room for improvement everywhere. But this was really nice.
Yeah, and
Loved
the last
it.
thing I will say too is, if you're reading things online as far as like the type of cruise and what you may see or what people just believe and they haven't been on, definitely try it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because we, again, like Brizette said, we read things, we just didn't know what to expect, and not until we got here and then realized that the people that we're talking to, this is number 4, this is number 5.
This is one lady's 49th
at this
cruise.
time, we're calling all sailors.
All right, we
who are
gotta
not
go.
staying with
This is
us
good.
Kicking us off.
Yeah, it's
Please
kicking us
proceed to the
off.
gangway on deck number 7 midship.